Hi everybody, welcome back to Hideaway Homestead. We want to talk to you today about the birds and the bees.
Specifically, this is the chicks and the beehives that we picked up this week for our homestead. So follow along, see what we got and how it all came together for us. First, we'll talk about the birds, or the chicks, we should say.
We're going to give you sort of an, I guess you could call it an update or whatever on what we've got going on the farm. We've been trying to find some meat birds for this season. And I have checked with the hatchery that we always buy from every year, and they are completely out of the meat birds. And it said on their site, on their website, that they were going to have them in by like April the 16th or the middle of April anyway. We were wanting to go ahead and get some meat birds and do our processing class that we always teach in the spring and in the fall, and have them ready to go and be ready to do the class before it gets into the full heat of the summer here in Florida. If we wait until April to get the birds, then we're talking about the middle to the end of June before we could actually process them. We don't want to wait that long because it's just too hot here in Florida to do that kind of thing in the summer. So I was able to find locally some meat birds that they had, and it was actually at the local Rural King that we got these. I just happened to be in there one day looking for something else and heard a bunch of chirping going on, and went over to where the birds are, the chickens are, and had just gotten a new shipment of all kinds of baby chicks. So I went ahead and bought the ones that they had there for the meat birds. They didn't have very many left, so I went ahead and got all the ones that they did have so that we could have these and get started with this process again. Anyway, so this is what we did. We brought them home and put them into this brooder, and or a brood box. I'll show you in just a second. All right, this is the setup that we have. I built this box, oh gosh, I don't even know, probably 3 or 4 years ago or longer now. And I've got it divided in the middle. You can see the plywood there, so that if we do have 2 batches of chicks at one time, we can accommodate both of them. And so I brought them home, put them in here, and there they are. And there are 20 of them. And I put this heat lamp on them. I've got it turned off right now because right now here in Florida it's hot. But I will turn it back on when it starts to get dark again so that they stay warm during the night. These guys are probably, there's a couple up in the corner right there. These guys are probably, I would say about, I don't know, maybe a week and a half old. I've had them for about a week. I bought them a week ago yesterday. And as you can see, they're already starting to sort of get their wing feathers. Some of them, I don't know if you can see that or not. I can't get this to focus with this wire in the way. Anyway, but they are growing quite fast, and they do grow fast. One of the things I wanted to talk about was, given the information that we're hearing about around the country about the food shortages and you know, cost of stuff going up, and we all know there's inflation, the cost of everything has gone up. And so because of that, we're trying to raise as much of our own meat and vegetables and food in general as we possibly can ourselves. So if you haven't considered raising meat birds, let me encourage you to consider it. They're real easy to grow. They really are. They're real easy to take care of. And they grow fast, usually between 8 and 10 weeks. They're ready for processing. Check out the local stores. Sometimes Tractor Supply has them. Rural King usually has them. And like I said earlier, I've usually every year, at least twice a year, I buy from a hatchery that's out of Alabama. And I've always had good luck with them. They have a very good product.
Enough about those cute little chicks. Now on to talk about the bees, and they're coming to the homestead.
All right, so what we've done is this is a little trail here on the farm that goes back into the woods. You can see we've got lots of palmettos and oak trees and that kind of thing. So what I've had to do is when I come back here to work the bees, I walk down this little trail to get in here. So one of the things that I try to do is to keep all the trees and stuff that are on the sides, kind of like this stuff here, I try to keep them cut and out of the way, back out of the way. Sometimes I'm actually having to carry a hive in and out of here, or if I've got a super full of honey, I'm trying to get it out of here. And so the last thing I need is for limbs to be hanging out into the trail like these right here. They're not real big, but they're real small things, but hang out into the trail, and if you catch your foot on them, you're gonna end up face planting into the dirt. So I try to keep them cut and back out of the way. So I will be cutting these in just a couple of minutes and getting them out of here. This was the last beehive that we had in here. Had it set up on these blocks, and it worked out well. We actually had 2 of them in this spot. And so that hive right there that you see, I need to take it apart and clean it out. It's just attracted a bunch of lizards and bugs and who knows what else is living in that thing, since it's been out here with nothing in it. And I put it up on the blocks like you see there, and it gets it up off the ground. And then also this area right around it here with these tree limbs and all this kind of stuff that's growing around it, I have to keep those cut and pulled back out of the way, just to keep a clear path in here.
This is the setup that Kevin ended up with for our 2 new hives. Today he's going to swap out the lid on this one to the left here so that he can put a feeder in it. And then he's going to add sugar water to the hole in this lid today too. So anyway, this is a nice clean setup for them. I think it'll last us a long time. So Kevin decided to go ahead and suit up and get the smoker going just in case. These are new bees to us and we don't know how friendly they are or easy to work with. So just better safe than sorry. Decided to do it this way. So a few on the lid. He's scraping back into the hive. I didn't see very much movement. Of course, now that I've told Kevin there wasn't much movement, now there's lots. He decided to take a check on them just to make sure they're all doing well. He put these full frames near the center. How does it look?
They look good. The bees look good.
Is that a new frame or is that one that you put into?
This is one of the ones that I brought and put in.
All right.
Yeah.
It did not come with the nuke?
Yeah, no, it did come with the nuke.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this one came with the nuke. The 5 in the middle came with the nuke, and then I've got 3 and 2 on the outsides that are new ones.
Okay.
And so those will be the new ones that they'll start to draw out. I think they're okay. There's a good number of them in here.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, y'all need to move. Thank you. Yeah, I want to just look at them and make sure. This is a brood frame.
Yeah.
A lot of brood on it.
Okay.
There's the queen.
Oh, that's good to see.
Yep.
Is she marked?
She is.
What color is she this year?
She is green.
She's green.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She has a green dot on her back.
And that's because somebody marked her.
Yes.
That's not because they automatically have dots on them.
And that has to do with the year that we are in.
Yeah, they change the color coding each year.
Right.
So that beekeepers who have lots of hives can tell what's an old queen and what's a new queen, when she needs to be changed out.
Okay, I think they look good.
Okay.
I don't see any.
There are lots of bees there. When I was glancing earlier, there weren't that many coming and going, and of course by the time you got here, now there's all kinds of them coming and going. So that's how life works. This lid that he had on here already has that canning jar lid in it, but we're figuring they've glued it in pretty well, so he may have to pry it out.
I think I'm going to put that jar on and then flip it over.
Yeah, let's see if we can do this
upside
backwards.
Down.
Yeah. I hear a bee coming close to me and I am not suited up.
Moving. Sorry. Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. It's like flipping over a upside down cake or omelet. Shall I count to 3? Ah, you didn't give me time to count. There are very small holes poked into that lid for the canning jar, and the bees will come up to that and just sort of sip that sugar water. We got these nukes from Cranach Apiaries in Auburndale. They do a very good job with their bees. Back in. Put this new lid on. Make sure nobody's hanging around the opening.
Thanks for joining us today here on Hideaway Homestead. If you've experienced some of the things that we talked about in our video in your area of the country, let us know about that. Put it in the comments section down below, and be sure to give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel while you're there. So until next time, thanks for joining us.